How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I am 40.
Okay. What do you got for me?
So I have a question. I am back out in the dating scene.
Okay.
I was
Turn
married
off
for
these
13 years. Sure.
13 years. Go ahead. I'm trying
hmm
out these comments.
Um, so just back into the dating scene. I've been dating for maybe about a year. I've been separated. My divorce isn't final, but I've been separated since 2019, February 2019. It's rough in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
um, I just asking
What,
you for tip. Go ahead.
what's the outcome you want to have?
Um, right now, I feel like right now I'm just, testing the water, seeing what it's like out there.
Okay,
But
but after what do you want to
eventually,
eventually have?
I do when I get married again.
Do you have any children?
I do. I have one daughter,
How old?
13.
Okay, so you'd be looking for a stepfather. You're not just dating.
Yeah, her dad is in her life. She goes
But
back
still
50-50.
be a stepfather.
True. Very
So
true.
any man that you deal with is going to be a stepfather, which automatically changes the equation. So some basic questions.
Sure.
You were married for 13 years. At what age did you get married?
26.
Who filed for divorce?
I did.
On what grounds?
So in my marriage, I knew pretty early on, I could see that we weren't compatible, and that was,
Irreconcilable differences?
I would say so. It wasn't anything. I
Okay.
wasn't cheated on, as far as I know. Just we aren't
Irreconcilable
compatible.
differences?
Yes.
I'm going to be dead honest with you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Irreconcilable differences in most men's mind is bull. How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Dress size?
About an 8 now.
Okay. Irreconcilable differences meant basically that's something that's been added to the marital code after the 40s. It's really not for cause. So now you're starting to see the grass may not be greener.
It's feeling that way up front. I feel like there's a lot
Right.
of lying and stuff like that up front.
Okay. Where is your ex? Is your ex seeing someone?
I know he's gone on dates, but not that he's not seeing anybody seriously.
Uh-huh. Did you guys do counseling and therapy before you split?
We did.
How long?
Probably about the last year and a half, and I continued to go after that.
And there was no improvements?
No, our personalities have grown so far from each other that he kind of just shuts down and stuff. So.
Living together apart. I'm gonna be honest, man. At 40 years old, you're cute, but the dating world, you're a single, you're a divorcee out here with a 13-year-old. You're not going to get better than your ex. That's the reality, because the men you're going to be dating all got stuff too.
Yes.
and not many men are looking to step in to be a stepfather of a 13-year-old daughter with an active father, because that puts men in a lot of jeopardy. I'm gonna say I'm a big proponent of keeping families together, because. And what city are you in?
Sacramento.
Oh my God! Yeah. Yeah.
I travel a lot, so I felt like, okay, maybe, I've met a few guys, but they don't live
Oh,
here, and
you
it's
can
been
have some.
not
You can have
that yet, but
you can have, you can date, you can do all that, but as far as walking down the aisle and getting married, chances are very low.
all right. Even if, well, not even if, but like I feel like of a couple folks that I have met recently, they are seeming okay with my child. I date older guys, so their children are grown and gone.
Mm-hmm.
So they've seemed okay with it because they've already raised kids her
Right.
age. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But that's different. Okay. But that's different than having one in your house that's prepubescent.
True. Right. And I don't know. I didn't realize you're going to answer. I hope you guys can't hear her playing the piano right now.
It doesn't matter. But I mean, you got to realize, as a man, you're like, okay, all has to happen is, Mommy, when you were gone, Aaron looked at me a certain way, or she tells her dad something. Look, it's just a bad deal for us men. There's just really no upside to that.
Right.
That is why I say We grew apart. We did this or did that. All right, you better go back together, figure it out, because you got skin in the game. He's got skin in the game. That's your daughter. Every situation from this, I don't know why it's been told to women that you can do that all by yourself, and women have been marketed to you guys that you can just get back out here and have another shot at it. And it's like, well, no.
Right. Well, and I felt like, since I've left and, it's been whatever, a little over 2 years, I feel very stress-free. Like there's no arguing, there's no any of that. And I get that those things will come in a future relationship.
Yep. Yep. They're stress-free. How old again?
40.
It ain't going to be real stress-free until you start to break down.
Well, hopefully it won't be for a little while. Well,
Man.
and since I'm dating older, hopefully he's going to break down before me.
So then he'll die.
Well, so my parents were 17 years apart, but my father.
But those are your parents.
Right.
Man,
Well,
nobody's
that's what I look to.
Nobody's perfect.
Right.
See, what you're basically saying is, I'm not happy. I don't care. You don't marry for happiness. I don't care about, you don't marry for happiness or love. You marry for duty and responsibility. You keep your family together because look at what you're doing now. This is stressful. You cannot tell me as a 40-year-old woman dating on the West Coast that this is stress-free.
Right. I think because it's new right now.
It's new, and
stressed.
everybody you deal with has their own drama, their own issues. If they have kids, though, you're gonna be a stepmom too, or something else. Then you got to factor in whole new sexual experiences, opening yourself up to an entirely different possibility of strain of venereal diseases, financial.
Right.
I'm like, we're not supposed to be getting divorced just because of irreconcilable differences. You can't even, honestly, you got to be realistic. When I even ask you why you're divorced, you're like, it wasn't really for anything major.
Well, it's major when I feel like he
feel.
Well, I think anybody would determine that he was being negative, but okay.
Okay, and you were
Positive.
Always.
No, not always. If it were right now, he would probably want to be married again with me.
And you need to go back to your husband, and I need to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You said the vows.
I know.
For better, for worse, richer, for poorer, sickness, health, to death do us part. It wasn't until we no longer liked each other. That wasn't in the vows. Until it was irreconcilable. That's what you said before your God, before you consummated and made a baby.
Very true. Yeah.
So carry your on back to your husband. Here's what you do: you get a 4-bedroom house. Your room, his room, y'all's room, your daughter's room.
So you said y'all's room was one of them. When we were
living together, living apart together. You have your room, he has his room, y'all have y'all's room. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I remarry, my room, her room, our room. I need my alone time.
We had his room, our room, the last year or so, but not the our room.
Okay, y'all can get together on Tuesday and Thursday, and the rest of the week, y'all's living y'all's own room.
I mean,
what's the difference? You're doing this shit anyway.
With a new person.
With no history. Your daughter wants her daddy back.
Well, he's there half the week. I hear you.
Ma'am, you gotta. You're laughing because even you got he's making some points. It's just that maybe
I'm
he
not
didn't.
Saying not. My mom would love if I went back,
and you should too, because it doesn't sound like he may not have tried hard enough. You may not have tried hard enough. Now y'all know that y'all are out here, and it ain't shit out here. He's had a chance to see. We start taking for granted these relationships. And you think the grass is going to be green on the other side. He's realizing it ain't here either. There's only so much new you can get.
There.
We'd rather have a good night's sleep and a nice bowel movement. I mean, honestly.
Okay.
I'm being honest. You're not kids anymore. So it's like, okay, you got to relearn somebody all over again, and it doesn't sound like y'all had this life. That ain't what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, put your family back together because I'm out here. I'm out here. Ain't out here.
Right.
Venereal diseases and crazy shit. Fix your family. If it's not anything that's majorly domestic, rampant infidelity,
You know.
you're not in danger. That's why I say maybe, just maybe. And here's why I'm telling everybody why I'm so adamant about this. I have a friend. He and his wife were like the War of the Roses. They had been together young, and they were just adamant on getting a divorce. And they just made our lives horrible. When they finally got their divorce, something happened. And I'm not going to say what happened because I don't want people to know what I'm talking about. Something happened to where they ended up having to still live in the same house.
Right.
For a period of time. Nothing had changed. They got a divorce. The paperwork was fine. They were still living like husband and wife. Same home. You know what happened after that paperwork was signed? In roughly about 30 days, they start talking to each other and playing dominoes and duck hunt and video games and this and that. Several years later, they are still living there. Just like they were in their teens and early 20s. But the pressure in their mind of being married, it makes no sense, but it made sense to them. They just dissolved their marriage.
Right. It worked for them.
And they remarried.
Oh, okay.
Because they're like, we're still living here. We're not getting the tax benefits, such and so forth. And I'm not going to say the people's name, but
right.
Anyway.
I've heard of that. People being divorced and then getting back together.
I mean, do you seriously want to risk bringing other men, because you don't want to run the risk of bringing someone around your daughter and something happen. You would never forgive yourself.
Very true. What do you think about, so I've felt like no one has met my daughter. And I don't plan to bring anyone around her if they are outside of me no one's going to move in with me and I'm not moving in with anyone unless we're married. That's just that. I've felt that. So she'll graduate at 17 and she's 13 now. I'm not necessarily in a rush to hurry up and jump into something else, but you
still customize for him. 13 years with him, and you're gonna do what? You'll be 44. If you marry a man around your age or a little bit older,
not a little bit older, up to older.
Okay, but then that means you still have 13 plus years with that man.
Right. Not a good idea.
I'm just saying. Okay, you could go learn somebody else new. Or you guys could honestly sit down and say, all right, what would it take for me to be able to look at you for the rest of your life? Because there's love there. You're just not in love.
For sure.
All right, then you can build on that. There's love there. There's just not like. What would it take for me to be able to have to like you, to be able to tolerate you, to finish out my contract? All right. That's why I become more of a fan of this living apart together thing, because I think it's the time that so many people spent together, especially younger couples. Mm-hmm. Because at 40, man, you're who you are. You're not going to change. And folks are, I just don't know. 13-year-old daughter, I got memories, I got family, I got history. I'm going to just say, figure it out. Figure it out, because it sounds like he's single. See, when you said that he's single, to me, he probably realizes, damn, I didn't try hard enough. I let this go without a fight. And you said he wants to get back together.
I won't say that he wants to. I think if I said, hey, let's try to work it out, he would be open to that. He would never reach out to me because that's not his personality. That's part of...
Okay, he wouldn't reach out because that's pride and ego. That's stupid. But if you were open to getting back, having the conversation, he'd have it.
Yeah.
All right. When's your daughter's birthday? What month?
August. She just turned 13.
Okay. Well, say your daughter for her birthday wanted us to have this conversation.
Oh gosh. Oh, she would love it. she, I know.
Then have the conversation, man.
I will think about that. It's just been
Well,
like it
I,
got to the point where, like, with our like us
I know it's not easy. I get it, but there's more there than not. You don't
when it
have
comes to
hard
my
feelings. You don't have hard feelings for this man. You're disappointed.
yes.
I get it, and I'm sure he knows he's disappointed you. So you have that conversation. What's the worst that could happen? You could end up having better communication and co-parenting, and then move forward into the rest of your life, knowing you did everything you could, and give him a chance
But I
to
felt
not
like
be an asshole. Hmm?
I did feel like I did that the last about year and a half.
No, I get it. I get it. I know. This is the part that sucks. See, this is the part that sucks about relationships. I did this. He did. He didn't do enough of that.
Mm,
Relationships are supposed to be 100-0. You give 100%, expect nothing. That's what it's supposed to be, because expectation is the root of frustration.
hmm
Because when you expect something you don't get, then you get frustrated, disappointed. I get it. I know. But what I'm asking you to consider is you guys, you have a family that would like you to get back together, a child that would like you to get back together. You can look at my show and see that it ain't out here. It ain't like there's something better around the corner.
Right.
And I think maybe there's a possibility that if you guys sat down and had an actual honest conversation, even a mediated conversation,
hmm
that you may be able to find a new appreciation for one another and have better than you've had the previous years. Because the alternative is to get back out here and do this stupid. And that ain't benefit you or him.
That's true. Or our daughter.
There you go. There you go. Just think about it. Just think about it.
Yeah.
The worst that could happen is you got better communication.
All right. I'm hoping that my TikTok followers are watching my. They've been
All
telling me to try to get on your show, and I'm like, I tried, but I never get selected.
right. Well, I don't know who your husband is, but this may end up getting picked up, so he may see it anyway. He may make the phone call. If you're a husband, hey man, make the phone call. Step up, man.
Oh gosh.
Putting a black family back together, I'll take that one. All right, have a good night,
All
man.
right. Thank you. Bye.
Huh? Yeah, but I hate black women so much, right?
Yeah, well, guys, welcome back to the Spotlight News. As you had her and Mr. Kevin, may he so rest in peace. This lady said she divorced her husband because the husband was doing the negative. Mind you, she's not even bothered what her daughter will think or what her daughter is going through, and she thinks she's happy. And as she said, I think I left my husband because I now get someone better than him. And even if you're to look at this, she doesn't even have a reason why she dropped off her husband. Credit to Kevin Samuels, because I think he was doing a great job. He didn't want to see people separating. He was a straight man. He could tell you what really what you don't want to hear. He will tell you what you have to hear. Even when you don't like it, you have to listen to it. And if you're wise, you would pick something. Even up to now, if you're wise, you can pick something, because most ladies do that mistake. They drop off their husbands thinking they'll get others, thinking on the way they'll get others. But what is it? If you decide to settle, why don't you settle once? And what who how do you think you'll get a perfect person, And even she said, yeah, I went on sleeping with others up, but I don't care what happens and I can never go back. But she doesn't even have a reason why she would not go back. At times, before you do something or a decision, first look at the young baby. Look at the young baby you're leaving behind. Look at the young baby and feel pity. But if you don't have that feeling and you don't have that heart of looking back to your kid, and you don't care what he says, and you don't care what she's going through, and you don't care what she'll pass through, what do you think? And even she said she's looking for sugar daddy. Imagine. Damn. She said she's looking for sugar daddy who can feel her, who can feel her, who can, I think, according to me, I think she needs someone who can let her do everything, whether right or wrong. She doesn't want to be told, like, she doesn't want to be like, you know, do this, do this, do this. But according to what I heard, I think she's a respectful lady, and she can listen, cause man, most of them can't even listen to that advice. Like, you stay there, they tell you things that inch your heart, but you're still listening and you're still responding. Yeah, wow, I credit her on that. She could at least listen and hear what they're telling her. But I think it isn't right to drop off your man because you feel like there are others. I think men, if you get a good man, I think you can settle with that one, because even where you're going, you know, you already have a kid. Actually, when someone comes to you and you tell them, I have a kid, only that, not 2% of men can accept you with a kid. 2%, I think. But most of them, when you say I have a kid, most especially these who haven't had any, unless you're going to go and settle with a man who already has a kid and you become a stepmom, right? Yeah, I think this guy is right. If you're to sit back and you think you're going to leave your marriage, this can help you out. This can help you out, and you think wisely. Because at times, as ladies, if you're doing something, we don't even think about what is going to happen. We don't even mind. We don't even care. We don't even think of our kids, not people, but our kids we are leaving behind. Remember, a kid, at least a kid who grows up with a mom and dad, there is a difference than a kid who just grows up like that because you left. In the wrong run, this kid will come and find out the story about you and you're proud. She even said, I don't care, I don't mind what happens, I don't mind. When she finds out, I don't mind. You know, she doesn't care at all. She is tired, you know. But I think, according to me, when someone marries off young, this is what happens. After reaching there, she'll come out and see the outside life. She'll think marriage, it's now a crime. The outside waters are good, but which isn't right, because marriage and outside, it's far different. Then when you drop off your husband, you think you're going to get someone better than him, and you may fail, and you may want to go back and make things out, but the person is not willing because that person got someone better than you, or that person said, I'm done with her. And I believe no man will ever forgive a cheating wife. If the man gets to know that you're cheating, my friend, no man will ever settle, and no man will ever look up to you cheating and he just walks away. No. So I think this is so helpful. Yeah, thanks. Like, subscribe to my YouTube. That's a Spotlight News. Thank you. But this has been a wonderful session and a wonderful lesson. All there, you can't get what you pick in it. May God bless you. Thanks for listening. Bye and take care of yourselves. Ladies, just style up, because where we are going, I think people are taking marriage as what? People are going to drop off their marriage thinking outside is good, but don't drop your marriage because you think outside is better. Or don't drop your man unless your man is doing something weird. But if your man is, because if you're to look at this lady, the man is so straight, but she dropped off the man because the man was doing negative. Unbelievable. You know, it's unbelievable how you just drop off someone just like that. You know, not even doing the opposite, but the negative. Unbelievable. Then what do you want? Actually, what I think, you should even know what you want before you go into something. First, know, what do I want? Does this make me happy? Then, if it doesn't, if you already have a kid for someone, that means you loved someone. Make it work. Make it improve. You can improve it. But don't just let things just run out of your hands because you think, yeah, you're special. You think you're what? Okay, thank you. Bye.